Welcome to another edition of Plugin Police. Today we're going to have a look at glue compression, what glue compression exactly is and how you can use it. Glue compression is when you use a compressor to glue audio together, so to blend them better together, to actually mix them better. There are special compressors that are specially designed for it, but you can actually use any compressor you want. But you should actually look for a compressor that has a setting for glue compression. Not all compressors work well, of course. Some compressors do it better than others. But the idea is this. For example, if you have a vocal or a synth and you want to have them blend together, you can use a glue compressor for that. You can also use a glue compressor on your master output, but many times it works better if you use a glue compressor on a mix bus. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to use the same sample examples that we used before. Let me see if, we can use the same samples, actually. I was a little bit doubting that. What we're going to do is this. We're going to, all these tracks over here, we're going to convert these samples in mono. Okay? And then this one also. Convert everything in mono, because we're going to work here with drums and percussion and stuff works really well in mono. So that's what we are going to do. We're going to put all of this in mono. Okay, so we have now all the tracks we have in mono. Then we're gonna duplicate the tracks. It always takes a little bit, but there you go. So then we're gonna duplicate this track, duplicate track. So it's a little bit slow, that in traction. I have a lot of stuff running in this moment also, so we're still on the old PC. Now we're gonna pen this one left and this one right, so we have still stereo, but separation between it, so we don't get any phase cancellation or any kind of issues. This is also in mono now, so we can also duplicate this track. Sorry about that. That's already in mono, so duplicate track. And then this one you can actually also just duplicate track, why not? Duplicate track. So this is now all in mono. Pen this one also left. And this one right, left, right. So we have everything now penned left, right. So we don't have any kind of phase, how do you call that, phase cancellation or any issues like that. What we're going to do now is we have these tracks over here and we're going to throw them in a mix bus. So we're going to create over here a mix bus. Sorry, I'm doing that actually wrong. I just need to go under it over here. Give me another track. Okay, so here we're going to create a submix or a mix bus. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab all these tracks over here and we're just going to throw them into the submix. You can also do that, by the way, by selecting multiple, but sometimes Tracktion crashes when that happens, so I prefer to do it like this. So now we have all of this. Sorry, this one missed itself. Sorry, it needs to go in here. Now we have everything here in a submix. Now, because you are already throwing all your percussion and all your stuff in a submix, you can actually throw these ones still in here also. Throw this one in the submix. And this one also in the submix. Okay, these ones are now solo. The solo could be there, and this one solo. Exactly. So now we have everything here in a submix. Now that already mixes everything a little bit together, and you will notice that if you have all your tracks separate and you just run only to the master, then there will be more separation and tracks will not be so good blended and mixed together. But in a submix already helps because you're pushing everything into an extra channel where they're already being a little bit mixed together. Now in the analog world this works much better. So if you have an old analog mixing table or a compressor or equalizer or anything like that, then that works very well because analog buses or faders or channels, tracks and channels, by themselves already mix things together because the way analog works and there's more a little bit distortion, a little bit saturation in it because it's an analog circuit. It already mixes things better together than actually digital tracks do. But still, digital tracks you will notice if you place them in a submix, this all sounds already a little bit more together. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to grab the fire pressor and we're going to throw the fire pressor on the submix. Okay, and this one we're going to adjust to. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can find it. And I don't want to open the things like this. And we're going to set this one to glue compression. Glue 3 in this one. That's the Varimu, the 1176, the Distressor, and the DB160 by DBX Technologies. I'm going to first turn the compressor off, so bypass, and then we'll listen how it sounds when we turn the glue compressor on. We have, by the way, still the unfiltered audio zip compressor is still compressor on kick drum, so there you go. Okay, now we're going to throw the glue compressor on. I'm going to change to a preset. Now, preset 2. Preset 1. And I'm going to go to preset 4. Preset 4. Okay, so that is one example of a glue compressor to glue everything better together. We're going to now try it with the zip. There's a very good also a glue compression function in it. I will throw here in front. And now we'll disable fire pressor. Just turn it off. So it's now off, the fire pressor. Now we're going to use unfiltered audio's glue settings. Here it is, glue. And now we have goopy glue. We have 2 settings here for glue, okay? Now we're going to try that again without compressor. This doesn't need to be sidechained at all. This has no point in sidechaining this. Because we are just gluing stuff together. This is without glue compression. Enabled. Now we're going to go to the second glue compression. Goopy glue. Disabled. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to just throw some hi-hats and some extra percussion in the drum loop with these 2 drum loops over here that have hi-hats in it and a little bit of percussion going on. And then we'll try it again with both compressors. First we're going to go the unfiltered audio on normal glue. Let me disable it for now. Yeah, it's disabled for now, so here you go. Enabled. preset. Disabled. So there you go. Now we're going to try again with this percussion extra. This one we have now set off, and now we're going to try Firepressor again with the extra percussion and hi-hats in it and the cymbals. Put it first on a glue one, and we'll let you listen. This is without any compression. Enabled. Next preset. Next preset. Number 3 is always the one I like the most, this one. Next preset. Disabled. So these are examples here of glue compression that you can of course do also with a vocal and a synth, or a guitar and another instrument that you wanna blend together, or some textures that you have, or something to fill up your track. You can use a glue compression. So and you will notice if you use a submix like this and you use glue compression over there, that has several advantages of that. You will notice that if you have so for example your vocal parts all in a submix, then your percussion and your kick drum and your bass you have in another submix separate, and then your synths and all the other stuff in another submix, and textures and effects in another submix. You will see that in the end, when you start mixing everything, your end mix, everything is easier to mix together because they're already all in different buses, so they're already in individual channels, already a little bit mixed together. And especially if you then use some equalization and some glue compression on those ones, then even your end mix is easier to do. Everything just blends a little bit good together. If you sometimes have the problem that your sound still sounds too artificial or something, there's always a thing you can do also, and what I do also. You're listening now also to my streams. The audio that you are listening is going through OBS. My microphone is a 600 ohm normal studio microphone, a dynamic microphone. It's going analog in a mixing table. That mixing table is going, the inserts is going to a 5-band graphic EEG analog with high pass and low pass filters in it, and that's being sent to OBS. And that goes in OBS still through some equalizers, some compressors, and vocal enhancers, and noise reduction tools. So 5 or 6 other plugins it goes through. So 5, 6 or 7 goes still through. But and I've done it is because otherwise my sound was very unnatural and too sterile. Everything was in the digital world. Before that I was using even a USB microphone, and everything was just in the digital world. So also with your productions, if you have a production that you end mix, you just cannot get good, or it sounds just too sterile, too artificial. And sometimes it really works, believe it or not, is to do your mix as much as you can in your DAW, and using glue compressors and EEGs and compressors and how do you call that? Put a lot of stuff on your mastering to get everything good. But sometimes, because you made everything in the digital world, it keeps on sounding too sterile. So sometimes it really works if you just export all of that. And then literally, or you don't even need to export it, you can just send it, make a send out in your DAW, and send it through analog, and then record that again. So push it through your mixing table and through your EEG. If you have one, analog one, I have a mixing table and analog EEG with a high-pass, low-pass filter. push your mix through that and then go and master it again. You will many times listen that it all of a sudden all comes a little bit better together, and it's a little bit warmer and a little bit less artificial and sterile. Is because you went through an analog circuit, and analog circuits color the sound a little bit, create a little bit saturation, a little bit harmonic distortion because of the components and everything, and that just makes everything blend a little bit better together and makes everything a little bit warmer. So, but there you go, so that you can always do if your music sounds too sterile. Push it through some analog gear after you made it in your digital audio workstation. And you can, of course, use also analog emulating compressors or equalizers or tube compressors that emulate analog compressors and stuff. But there's something about real analog gear, and every channel on the mixing table even sounds a little bit different in the analog mixing deck, is because not all components are the same. All components have a little bit tolerance and a little bit differences in it. It means that not every capacitor, every resistor, every potentiometer or fader has the same kind of sound characteristic. They're all a little bit different, even between each channel on your mixing deck and in your equalizer. So in all those things, give a little bit of saturation and warmth to your sound. So that's just an advice if you want to kill sterile. How do you call it? Artificial sounds, two digital end mixes. So, but there you go. Until the next time, stay safe, take care. I'll catch you in the next one.